Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday. This is an incredibly dramatic looking shot. And that's fine. This is actually how I look every Saturday to my friends. I mean, if I gotta put this up here so it's kind of up here. So this is what they see. I only turn on one light because two lights is bright. And when I do streams in here, yeah, I need both lights. There's actually four lights, because there's two lights up here and then two lights down here, which help light the green screen. And I use them all during the streams, but on Saturdays I just turn one on so people can see me, but it's not like super, super bright. Anyway, this is coincidental because it was Saturday. We recorded Broken Picture Phone for the first time in a while. Very funny. I've missed doing that game. It takes a long time to do them because you have to draw. But God, it's just a fun. It's a fun time with friends. The vlog today is actually kind of strange. Some of you will be like, "Oh, it's this," and then be like, "I'm not interested," and that's fine. But you should stick around for like just a second, and then you can leave. Apple, in the last like few weeks, released some new products, and one of them was a Mac Mini. And the Mac Mini has always been like the kind of like the entry level desktop into the Mac OS world, and it's fine. It's fine in my mind. It's always been like, oh, that's like a Facebook machine. If grandma needs to get on Facebook, you can use that. That's changed. Computer real good now. More importantly, cheap computer real good now, because the Mac Mini starts at $599, and this was something that I had been thinking about a little bit because I was like, I saw a bunch of buzz about it online, and I was like, why are everyone talking about the base model Mac Mini? My assumption is that it's a Facebook machine, and it's apparently not. It can do stuff now, and when I say stuff, what I mean specifically is video editing. It's not even a thing I would have considered, but yes, people are getting the base model Mac Minis and actually doing stress tests on them, and they are doing a great job. And I am blown away that you can buy a $599 machine and edit 4 streams of 4K footage at a time. Like, that's wild. Like, I was watching videos where people were putting together like multicam, and they had like 2 4K streams and 2 6K streams, and the computer was fine. And I'm like, oh, that's just genuinely surprising. So I know some people are not in the market for a computer. Some people are just never going to buy an Apple product. Some people just are using Linux. There's many reasons why this information might not be relevant to you. But if you weren't aware of this, something to look into. There are many downsides to Apple, but one of them is that they really nickel and dime you on every additional upgrade. So the Mac Mini comes with 256 gigs of storage, which is fairly paltry, and it comes with 16 gigs of RAM, which is enough to do video editing. Like, more can be better, but 16 is fine. It used to come with 8, and the doubling to 16 is what really makes all the difference here. The storage is a little upsetting, but you can just buy external storage and just use that. I would not necessarily recommend folks pay the exorbitant fees to upgrade their internal storage when you can just buy external storage, and it's fast. In many cases, it's actually faster than the internal storage anyway. So yeah, $599, computer good, can't believe it. Wild. This is particularly relevant because Dan has been editing on a computer from 2018. As you may recall, if you've been around a while, or if you've managed to stumble across the old video, we actually did a sponsored video with a website that Jeff was working with at the time to get all of the different computer part manufacturers to donate parts to put together this build video for Dan. And that was fantastic. And that was a great computer, but it has been 6 years, 6.5. And it's definitely starting to struggle with things that we do. So he actually was the one that was like, I'm hearing a lot of buzz about the Mac Mini. He's like, do you think that would be something that would work? And my first thought was like, of course not. That's for Facebook. And I'm eating those words. So yeah, I think that's something that Dan is going to seriously consider, which is interesting because he would be, he wouldn't be leaving Windows. He'd keep the Windows computer. It'd be for, gaming and stuff, but he'd be entering back into the world of macOS. But for anyone that needs to hear this, anyone that needs to hear like, hey, there's a quite capable video editing machine for $5.99. There you go. And look into it on your own time. There's videos, people are posting them. But yeah, my thought was like, oh, well, you definitely need the Pro chip to do stuff. Nope. Will that make things better? I mean, sure, there's advantages. Obviously, if you're paying more money, you're getting more stuff. But yeah, the base model, an actual way to edit video is wild to me. It's also sad a little bit because like that computer's getting old. It's like 4.5 years. It's the last Intel Mac that they made. It's the last Intel iMac. And, just looking at some of the stats of the computer, the Mac Mini, actually, for almost everything, not everything, but almost everything, would run circles around that computer. And it is a fraction of what that computer costs. Technology marches forward. Anyway, I hope this information was helpful to somebody. There's probably at least one person watching that was like, oh my God, I didn't know that you could edit real video on a Mac Mini. Me either, but you can. And I'm pretty impressed with the stuff I've seen on YouTube. So if Dan ends up getting one, I'm sure we'll talk more about it because it's fascinating to me. And it's also really cool because I do love Mac OS. I use both operating systems. Sorry, I shouldn't say both. There's more than 2 operating systems. Sorry, Linux people. But I do use both Windows and Mac OS. I've been a Mac OS user for a long time. And I like the experience, just genuinely. So the fact that folks could start using the operating system, but also use it as a video editing machine, and that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow. Ciao.